Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here. This is video number something like 230, 240. So quite a number of videos. So obviously I get ideas as to what to make for my dioramas, but sometimes I'm at a loss and I refer to the internet to see what other people have done. And I'm afraid I've copied quite a substantial amount of this diorama from one that I saw on Pinterest. If you are the author of this diorama, then my apologies, but I do appreciate how good it was. So I've not copied it. This is my version of it. I just thought the shape of the diorama was interesting. The shape of how the ground goes up there, and the shape of the building on the end there. So this is my version of that said diorama. Okay, so we'll get into how I went about making it. So let's get on with it. Before then, please subscribe to the channel. Things are doing really well at the moment. Subscribers are going up substantially, so click the subscribe, the notification bell and what have you. So let's get into the video and I'll show you how I went about making it. So like I said, I was intrigued by the shape of the diorama that I saw, so I thought I'd try to recreate it in some small way. The whole idea is that this is the top of the base of the diorama, so it will be high like that, so the sides of the diorama will be around like that, but this is the top of the base, if you know what I mean. And it's designed to show off a military vehicle. Okay, I know it's in a bit of a I still haven't found the other wheel, so it's got to be this way round, and I apologize for its sad demise over the last few months, but it's all I've got. So just imagine that you're putting your lovely new military vehicle on here, and not this horrible old thing. Anyway, that will be the premise then, to show off this military vehicle. So I want a building here, and I want this to be on different levels, which I will explain in a moment. So I've started up as usual, 2mm cardboard. I understand that in some parts of the world 2mm cardboard is difficult to get, or if you can get it, it's quite expensive, which is an anathema to me, because I buy it so very cheaply. I know that doesn't help you much. But like I keep saying, you can stick other thinner pieces together to make up 2mm. You need like a large carton, and then stick 3 or 4 pieces together to make up 2mm. It just seems to be the optimum width. If you were to buy a plastic or resin kit, and it's obviously made from plastic, it's normally about 2mm thick. The pieces of plastic are that size, so that's why I use it. It's just to replace the plastic. Okay, so moving on. So I want a building here. Well, what I've done is I've worked out the 4 sides of the building, and if this is the shape that I want the building to stand on, so I've measured from there to there, which will be one side of the building, and then measured from there to there, that will be the back side, this the right side, and then a 90-degree bit there. So that's what this represents. So this is that length there, like that, and if you make it all in one piece, So you've got those 4 dimensions like that, and then the shape of the roof that you want. Just by folding that around like there, then that will give you the shape of the building, which is rather an unusual shape, like that. So the roof will go there, and there's the window there. Okay, so when that's glued up, that will make the shape of the building. And then I've scored, although not this side of the card, on the underside. So I've reproduced that line on the other side and scored that line so that that comes up like that, and then scored along this line here so that that goes back level again. So now we've got that shape, which I just thought was quite interesting. Okay, so this is going to be like a wasteland, and then a barbed wire fence kind of thing going along the back. Window here, this will be brick, and then the vehicle standing in the front like that. Okay, so that's the shape of the building. So I'll go ahead and stick this together, cut my window out, and then when this is in that mode like that, then I can put the sides all the way around in cardboard also. Okay, so I'll go away and do all that. I'm sorry about the noise in the background, but the wife's doing something in the kitchen, God knows what. Okay, so I'll be back in one moment and we'll move on to the next stage. So I've got the shape of the diorama now that I wanted, and as you can see, it's an interesting shape, I think. Anyway, maybe you don't. So we've got the sides on, and I've got the height of the base that I wanted. I wouldn't normally fix the building on yet until I'd done my painting to it. But I think in this case, because they're such awkward angles going around there, I stuck it onto the diorama in place, and then once that was in place, then I could just put a piece of card on the top and then draw around with a pencil underneath to give me the shape of the roof, which again would be just a little bit more complicated. So that was an easier way of doing it. I'll put a tiled roof, or corrugated tiled roof on. So I use this corrugated card. Doesn't matter that it's white, it can be any colour. And I'll cut this off into 3/4 inch strips, 20 millimeters to strips that way, and then put those. Well, I've done this process before, so you'll know. Well, you'll know when I've done it what I mean. So I'll put these as the pan tiles going up there on the roof there. They will be painted a different colour, obviously. So what else have I done? Oh yes, sizes. I get accused of not giving you sizes in metric and inches, feet and inches. So I've cut the base 10 inches square, which is oh gosh, I can't see, to 26.5 centimeters. So 10 inches by 10 inches, 26.5 centimeters. The height of the building is 5 inches or 13 centimeters. And yeah, I think that's all the dimensions you need, really. Obviously, you can make the height of it whatever you want, and however much you bend this card to whatever shape you bend it to, then the side will define what shape that is, if you know what I mean. Okay, so you can have that higher or lower, whatever, so that the side will be different. Yeah, I think that's all the information you need. I want coins on the side there, you know, those supporting different coloured stones that you sometimes see on buildings. So I thought I'd try and do it all in one go. So I've cut a piece of card 5 inches, which is the height then of the building, measured halfway down and scored a line so I can fold it to 90 degrees. Then marked out the width or height of each stone, which is 1/2 inch or 12 millimeters, which divides nicely into 5 inches, obviously. Then measured 3/8 of an inch, and I don't know what that is in millimeters. 3/8 of an inch on alternate stones. Then cut those out, which was easy, and then do the alternate on this side. So it looks a bit complicated, but it took 5 minutes to do. And if you've ever put coins on separately on buildings, you know it takes a lot longer than that. So all I've got to do now is stick the whole thing on there, and I'll have my coins all ready. I can fill this gap up with filler later. So I've got my coins there, or cornerstones, and then I've just made a border for the window frame. So that will go on the top, and 2 pieces on the side, and a window sill. Okay, so I'll stick all these bits and pieces on. Then I'll give it a coat of watered down wall filler, which will then give me a basis then for finishing what I want to do with it. Okay, so I'll do that, and I'll be back in just a jiffy. So I put my roof on with the corrugated card. Put my coins on. I don't know if you can see. That's a very easy method, by the way, of doing cornerstones like that. And the border around the window. And I put a coat, a really rough coat, because this is supposed to be a rough ground, on the surface there, and just given it a bit of a coating on the rest of it, and painted the rest black. So now it's complete. All that remains to do is to paint. Although, as you know, I don't use paint. I use different coloured tile grouts, which is what I'll do now. So it'd be a red tile grout for the top, grey for the ground and the sides of the house, and then a cream coloured for the rest of it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and finish it off basically now. So that's basically how to. I'm still coughing because I've just spray painted the black, and I'm still getting the fumes down my throat. Maybe you can smell it. I don't know. So yeah, okay, I'll finish it off now, and we'll see what it looks like when I've done. So mission complete now then. I finished my tiled roof. I put the terracotta colour tile grout on top there, and with that grout, because it's quite thick, I suppose, you can fill in the holes of the corrugated card, so you don't have holes like appearing there. I think it looks better with it filled in like that. Okay, so that's my roof done. Painted my coins or cornerstones with a lighter cream coloured tile grout. Put my window in, and then painted the rest of the house grey. All the ground was grey also, and then when that was dry, I just sprinkled some dried pieces of tile grout again all over the surface, just to give it a rough texture. Okay, and I just so happen to have a few bits and pieces of horrible well, I used it on an old train set that I had some time ago, some plastic trees that I bought. Not really good enough, but they'll do. That's all I had. I really need to get some proper foliage for my dioramas. Then the barbed wire fence at the back there, there are two pieces. I don't know if you can see. I won't go into how I make my barbed wire. I think I've covered it on a number of occasions now, and that how I make 1/35 scale barbed wire. Please refer to my previous videos if you're interested. Okay, so that's basically the project finished, and like I said, the whole idea was to show off my military vehicle. So there we are, diorama done, diorama dons done. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so there we are, all finished. Thank you very much for watching this video. There will be plenty more, believe me. In the meantime, if you're interested in this kind of thing, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, click the thumbs up, click the share button, and if you are so inclined, click the thanks button, which will help me maybe buy a new half track one day. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video, and until then, I wish you the very best of happy modelling.